Welcome to study session 13, the group leadership. Introduction. What makes a good leader? What are some positive and negative roles that people play in groups? How do groups solve problems and make decisions in order to accomplish their task? This study session will begin to answer those questions. Leadership is the process through which the performance or activities of others are influenced by a person occupying a leadership role. Leadership involves an interpersonal relationship between a leader and the group members, subordinates. The most critical element in this relationship is the behavior of the leader towards his subordinates. A functional conception of leadership stresses the mutual responsiveness of both leadership and membership. Good leadership must be particularly sensitive to the feelings and problems of the group. In this study session, you will learn about the leadership functions in group guidance and counseling, leadership functions in group settings, and characteristics of a leader. Learning outcomes. At the end of this study session, you should be able to 1. State the leadership functions in group guidance and counseling. 2. State the general leadership functions in group settings. 3. Describe the leadership skills of a great leader. Group leadership with special emphasis on group guidance. Group guidance is a directive program. Therefore, the counselor or the teacher should provide relevant leadership. In most cases, group guidance is necessary because children lack knowledge, experience, or the skill. They thus look upon the counselor or the teacher to provide necessary information on educational, vocational, occupational, personal, social problems, and so on. The leader has to do this, but he has to gradually get members to take more responsibility. In addition to providing them cognitive leadership, the leader also ensures that every member participates actively, either in small or large group. He explains the purpose of the group, gets members to respect each other, ensures that only a few student members are not monopolizing group discussions or activities, assigns responsibilities, and helps to clarify ambiguities, etc. Large guidance groups are more difficult to lead. In such situations, members tend to be passive, and the counselor tends more towards teaching. The problem is pronounced if it is a guest speaker addressing the group. In order to make members more active in such situations, the following techniques may be employed. 1. The guest speaker should be given some guidelines on the areas to cover. 2. He should be given some suggestions on short activities that individuals could perform to enliven the talk. Such short activities include asking students to write down 1 or 2 ways to which such items apply after taking on a specific item. Randomly calling on 2 to 5 students to read out what they have written down. Buzz method could also be used to ensure active participation in a large group. In Buzz method, the speaker stops occasionally and asks listeners to turn to each other in 2s or 3s to discuss a raised issue, criticize it, apply it to their situations, and try to extend it to their situations. After 2 minutes, it stops the buzz discussions and goes on to the next item. Punctuating his speech with such buzz makes it more practical and activity-oriented. It also gives children the opportunity to think about issues raised into some details and to compare other colleagues' view and assessment of the issue with their own. General leadership function in group settings. It is very essential for the group leader to possess the ability to gauge the feeling states and progress of the group members in all group settings. The leader is more likely to be more effective when he has reasonable feedback about the state of each group member. He needs to understand the needs of each member so that he can know where to be helpful. He also needs to know when to intervene, how to intervene, with the specific things to be done or said at each stage in your session. The following are the basic leadership functions. Leadership skills. There are certain behaviors or skills that a leader must possess in order to be able to provide effective leadership. Such skills include the following. Initiating. This is the extent to which a leader defines and structures his roles and those of his group members. If a leader scores high on initiating behavior, it reflects a leader who is likely to play a very active role in directing, planning, and scheduling the group activities. Instrumental behavior. This is very similar to initiating behavior. It consists of planning, organizing, controlling, and coordinating groups closely in their tasks. Consideration. This is the extent to which the leader's behavior towards group members is characterized by mutual trust, mutual respect, support for members' ideas, a climate of rapport, and two-way communication. If a leader scores low on consideration traits, it reflects an impersonal way of dealing with group members. Consideration and initiating behavior refer to kinds of leadership style, that is, leadership style on how the leader influences his subordinates. Supporting. This consists of displaying concern for the interests, needs, and well-being of group members. Participating behavior. This is characterized by sharing information and an emphasis on consultation with group members. Achievement-oriented behavior. This involves setting challenging goals, expecting subordinates to perform at the highest level, and continually seeking improvement in performance. Other leadership skills include moderating, problem setting, idea, developing, opposing, energizing, and motivating, attending, controlling, sentiment testing, summarizing, and so on. Characteristics of a leader that influences group success. There are some physical or personality characteristics of a leader that could influence the group activities in a positive or negative way. Some of the characteristics are as follows. 1. Age. The leader has to be of certain age grade to be able to lead his group and command their respect and cooperation. If the leader is younger than most of the group members, they might look down on him. 2. Maturity. Apart from age, the leader has to be socially, emotionally, and psychologically mature and stable in behavior, that is, emotional stability, so that the various problems emanating from the group situation will not overwhelm him. 4. Intelligence. Intelligence is a very important characteristic a leader needs to possess. An intelligent leader has an ability to be creative, innovative, and able to handle complex problems in the group situation. An intelligent leader is also a very good resource person to his group. 5. Physical bearing. The way the leader presents himself, his comportment, and the confidence he exudes influence the degree of respect and admiration he receives from his subordinates. 5. Education. The leader has to be educated and versatile in order to be an effective, dynamic leader. He must know his field and topics to be discussed very well and be able to provide information on the various issues. 6. Decisiveness. This is the ability to make decisions whenever the leader is called upon. It is also marked by determination and firmness. 7. verbal skills. The leader must be fluent in his language and be able to communicate his idea in appropriate words. 8. Prestige. This is the quality that commands general respect or admiration from people. 9. Attractiveness. This is the quality of being liked by people. Other characteristics are height, extroversion, charisma, popularity, and so on. A leader in a group must help the members to create meaning through the labeling of feelings and events that participants undergo during the group experience. Summary of study session. In this study session, you have learned that 1. Group guidance is a directive program. Therefore, the counselor or the teacher should provide required leadership. In most cases, group guidance is necessary because children lack knowledge, experience, or skill. They thus look upon the counselor or the teacher to provide necessary information on educational, vocational, occupational, personal, social problems, and so on. The leader has to do this, but he has to gradually get members to take more responsibility. 2. Leadership is a process of influencing people and their performance by a leader. It involves an interpersonal relationship between a leader and his subordinates. Both leadership skills and characteristics influence the success or realization of the group's goals. We have come to the end of study session 13. Thanks for listening.